What's up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Rideshare Hub. My name's Greg Wave. What I'm doing for you guys today is I'm going over what a week of earnings on Lyft Express Drive could look like. So for those of you that don't know, that is Lyft's rental rewards program. They essentially let you rent a car. I did this for about a month where I didn't have access to my car, and it's not the worst thing in the world if that's what it comes to. So I just wanted to give you guys a breakdown of what some numbers look like, and if it's ever something you consider, then you can have a rough idea of what you could be looking like with the program. But hey, before we jump into this though, I just wanted to tell you guys about GetUpside. GetUpside is a really awesome app for saving money in your gas. You get 25 cents off per gallon the first time you use it. And then they have a really awesome referral program to help you continually save. Obviously, gas is our biggest cost, so this is definitely going to be something you guys want to look into. I'm just going to leave a link in the description so you guys can check it out and look into that. But let's jump right into this. So I'm going to start at the beginning of the week and show you guys what I made each day, kind of break it down, tell you how I went about it, and then at the end I'll give you like an overview of everything. So we'll just jump right into it. So here's Monday. So Monday I did about $136 in rides, $30 in tips, and I finished with about $173 on Monday. So I always feel pretty good. I mean, especially if I make over $150 on a weekday. Obviously, given your hours, which I'm not gonna lie, I was grinding. Like, this was a heavy week, and I'll show you a breakdown of the hours too. But anything where I finish over 150 on a weekday, I'm pretty happy. So that to me is a really good day. I mean, hypothetically, if you want to guess your gas costs, maybe minus $10 out of that or whatever, because I probably worked, I'm trying to remember what it was, but it was probably about 8.5 hours for that. This whole week, by the way, I was doing night shift too. So if you've ever considered doing nights, this could be a pretty good thing. So what I was doing this week, I remember this week now, I was starting at around anywhere from 7 to 9 p.m. And then I would work until about 5 or 6 a.m. So like I said, I was putting in really long shifts. But that, I will say this, like getting to do that through the night, like even though, it's upwards of 7 to 10 hours, doing hours somewhat close to that, it is so just not stressful compared to regular driving, because you don't put up with any traffic besides like a little bit at like 5 or 6 a.m. if you keep grinding it out. You put up with no traffic, no one's on the road. I mean, everywhere you go, it's like you're hitting green lights everywhere. If I could tolerate it more personally, I would probably still be doing night shift because it was really great driving. But yeah, so finished Monday with 173. So jumping into Tuesday. Tuesday I did pretty good as well. I did 147 in just base rides, $26 in tips. I also had a $15 returned phone fee, which I do love that, we can at least make $15 off those now, because it wasn't always that way. And I finished Tuesday with 188. So again, pushing $200. I'm very happy. This was the same night shift hours. Like, I'm not too big on keeping track of my hours as much as it's more about when I work. So I'm not the type of driver where I'm like, okay, I'm going to put in 40 hours this week. No, I'm very loose. I'm just like, okay, I just want to work during these times, So let's say more of what I do each week is like at the beginning of this week, for instance, I just said I was going to work 4 to 7 p.m. every day. And so I'll get out anywhere from 2 to 3:30 and work anywhere from like 6:30 to like 8:30. I just keep it really loose and just see how I feel. That's why I say all that regarding the numbers. So 190 on Tuesday, very happy with that. Wednesday I took off. Thursday, let's see. So Thursday I've got 141 in base rides, $20 in tips, and I finished with about 161. Pretty good day for Thursday. I probably didn't work too many hours. Thursdays I always liked leading into night shift because I could start at 7 and I would still do pretty good with like college night. So I'd make a lot more money before midnight versus every other day of the week. I make most of my money after midnight, interestingly enough, about the night shift. But that, like, really 3 a.m. to like 6, 7 a.m. is such a monster shift to work. And all the other hours, I'm just like hoping I do well, right? All right, so Friday, normally I do a lot more work on a Friday, but this week I didn't. Friday, just $96, 15 in tips, finished with 112. Very minimal day on Friday. I probably did that in 5 hours, if even. Saturday, I started cranking it up a little bit. Now, notice that obviously that number at the top looks awesome. But here's the truth of the matter. Go to my actual like earnings from rides and it's 210. I also got $16 in prime time, $38 in tips. Let's see, and $90 towards the rental rewards program. So 90 of that isn't there. Now, this is what they do, and this is what I've always kind of like hated about the rental rewards program. So at the beginning of the week, you pay your deposit to keep your rental car, right? Which, depending on your state, is anywhere from $210 to $250. So then throughout the week, they have bonuses where you essentially earn back the money you paid them for. Now, hypothetically, paying for the rental is like a normal expense, right? But for me, the concept still bothered me because I'm like, I paid you guys this money at the beginning of the week and now you're giving me back some of it in bonuses and you're acting like I hit this big milestone and, oh, there he goes. He saved $110. I'm like, no, I got $110 back, you know? But to break it down for you guys real quick. So basically the most you can make back, and maybe it's changed because these are from a few months ago when I did this. But, so essentially how the program works is you have like 2 or 3 bonus tier levels you can hit. And the first one's like $30. The second one's like 55. And I believe the third one is 90. So when it was all said and done, I know I was getting about $145 back. Now to get that, you have to give 110 rides. So it's not like it's the easiest thing to hit. There's this cat literally just chilling outside my car. But it's not like it's the easiest thing to hit. You know, you're not going to put in a 40-hour week and get that. And I'm going to show that to you guys. Like the honest reality of this rental rewards program is you probably got to do 50 to 55 hours minimum. I guess maybe we'll say 45 to 50 depending on how you do your driving. But like for me, I'm not really on Lyft, but definitely on Uber, I'm always going for the long rides. I want big rides, big rides, big rides. So I'm doing a lot of airport trips and I don't spend my time in college towns doing 3 to 4 rides an hour, you know? So for me, it was taking 50 to 55 hours. And I would guess that's what it's going to be for almost everybody. But you can hit like the second level of rewards program and save like, what I guess that would be like $90 total rather than like $150. I mean, you got to look at the breakdown yourselves because it literally is different in every state. But that's a rough idea of how it works. So yeah, I mean, what did I really make on Saturday? So really, I made 226. Really, I made like 270, 280 something, right? And that's still not bad. I'm just saying like 350 makes it look like it's like this monster night, and that's really not the case. All right, and then closing it off Sunday, I was basically just trying to get that next level of rewards. So Sunday I did $44, $7 in tips, and then I got a $55 reward that made it look like a nice juicy number. I was literally out Sunday for like 3 hours. It was very, very, very minimal work. So what does this look like overall? So I put in, I'll throw the main picture up, 57 hours. Okay, 110 rides, that's the minimum you need to hit. And I basically finished with $788 and then $138 in tips. Now, one thing so you have to look at it, you got to kind of subtract the rental rewards from this number, because they do throw it back in your earnings. And that's kind of the other trick of the program is, I've kind of always felt like this with Uber and Lyft in general. Like, I always feel like I don't have as much money from it as I think I do. And I really noticed it in the rental rewards program, probably because of that, because it's like I paid out $210 for the car, and then I get, or $260 or whatever it is, and then I get X amount back. I think it's more like $100, so that you're paying $150 at the end of the week. So then I'm getting $100 of that back, we'll say. And so I always felt like the earnings were like a little bit flawed. Like, I was like, I just don't feel like I had all that money. Now, I think gas is a cost we all forget about as drivers, and that's why we probably have less money than we realize. But I always just thought that was funny that they do that, because it's like such a little scam to make you feel like you're making way more money than you are. But, so yeah, guys, as far as the program, I would recommend only doing this if you have to. So some things to keep in mind about the Express Drive program is you only get, you get less money per mile, and you get even less money per mile on long distance rides. Long distance rides, if you're renting a car from Lyft, they're barely worth it on Lyft in general because of their new rules they added. But doing it on the Express Drive program, you're making like 25 cents per mile. Like, it's like that's layman terms or exaggerated terms, whatever you want to call it. But all I know is that originally the long distance rate for Express drivers went down probably like 6 months ago. Because there's so many accidents, the insurers wanted more coverage, you know, so they had to change our rate. And then on top of it, a few months later, Lyft made all general long distance rides go down again. So you see what I'm saying? Combining those two things together, if you're renting a car from Lyft, you're making like not that much money on long distance rides. It's probably the one scenario where you'd like prefer giving short distance rides, right? So 57 hours, 110 rides. I made, you know, probably more like $700 when it was all said and done, which for the hours is not worth it. That's the honest truth of the matter. And so in my scenario, my car was in the shop. I wasn't 25 yet, so I couldn't really go rent a car. My insurance wasn't covering any kind of rental fee as well. So this was honestly the best option for me. And at the time, I had to do that to grind it out, you know, just to try and save money. So there you have it, guys. That is a full week of Express Drive earnings. Not the worst program in the world, not the best either. But the main thing is, I think these programs are best for if you're in just a tight bind, you know, and you need a car for 2-3 weeks, or even better scenario, you need a car and money for 2-3 weeks. This can be a very, very useful program. I really don't recommend just doing this all the time, because it will consume your life. Like, I'm not even joking when I say that. Putting in almost 60 hours a week is just kind of, that's tough. That's very, very tough. So I'm going to let you guys go on that. I really hope you enjoyed the video. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. And yeah, I will talk to you guys soon.